147, 154, everybody's bigger than me. I'm a small fighter.
That's why people always talk about how, Jamel is going up to 168 to fight him, but he's bigger than Canelo because, typically you probably should be fighting at 154.
In 147, I'm a small fighter.
Yeah, but even at 168 and 160 and 154, you're one of the smaller guys. So I wouldn't say that he's coming to fight the bigger guy. Mm-hmm. Jamel is the bigger guy.
Akhi, as a boxing fan, would you like to see him lose 8 pounds, get to 160 to fight Terence Crawford?
To be honest with you, as a fight fan, yeah, I would like, it would be an interesting fight, but I understand his point, and all that he's accomplished. There's no reason for him have to come down for Bud, right? Like that doesn't make sense but I can see how the fight is intriguing. Or do you see anybody from 147 to 154 beating Terence Crawford?
I don't think so.
What if he were to go up to 160? We know you're not going down, but would he beat everybody at 162?
We don't know. We don't know.
But up to 154, you don't see anybody beating him?
No. He's a great fighter.
So fight him.
Talent.
Fight him.
He's not going down to 160.
Off the table? It's completely off the table.
I can go down.
He said, I'm not going down.
I can go down.
The only way he'll fight him if Bud goes up to 168.
168, yeah. And like I said, like I saw an interview of Crawford say, because I think they have something with Gervonta Davis, right?
Oh yeah.
Like he say, if I beat him, everybody's gonna say, was too small, and I have nothing to win.
So if Bud comes up to 168, you'd consider it?
Yeah, why not?
You'd do it?
Yeah.
168.
168.
Okay, that's the way.
Let's try to convince
him.
him.
Bud to go to 168. Do you feel your career is nearing the finish line?
I think 4 years more. We don't know, but 4 years, 5 years more.
So Canelo Alvarez came out on the Breakfast Club claiming everyone at 147 to 154 is bigger than him. However, he refused to fight Crawford at 160 because if Canelo want to tell the world that Crawford is physically bigger than him, then why doesn't he fight Crawford at 147? Better yet, at 160. We all know what time it is. This is why it's called weight classes, not height classes. Mike Tyson fought at heavyweight and he's shorter than Jermell Charlo. That doesn't mean he's smaller than Jermell Charlo. That's absolutely nonsense. However, old media done flipped the script, trying to paint the narrative that it's Canelo who's daring to be great by fighting the bigger Jermell Charlo, when Jermell Charlo is the one that's moving up 2 weight classes. Nevertheless, Canelo Alvarez came out stating that he will fight Crawford at 168. But we obviously got to include the but. Canelo said they not going to give me the credit though. Just like what Crawford said about Gervonta. And I'm sitting here like, wait a minute. First of all, Canelo is pretending that he's not fighting Jermell Charlo, a fighter who has to move up 2 weight divisions to fight him. If Canelo was so concerned about getting credit and not getting his credit taken away from him, he would have had fought David Benavidez or David Morrell, the fighters who are actually in his own division that he has been campaigning in for the past 6 years. Now, all of a sudden, that Crawford shocked the world by accepting to fight Canelo at his own terms at 168 by moving up 3 weight divisions, daring to be great in order to do so. Now Canelo want to talk about getting credit when he's about to get the most cash he have ever gotten for a fight. If Canelo want to get more credit for fighting Crawford, what he should do, since he keep claiming he's smaller than Crawford or that Crawford is bigger than him, everyone at 147 to 154 is bigger than him, then what he should do is fight Crawford at 160. And if he want to get even more credit, then fight Crawford at 154. However, Canelo already said out of his own mouth, Crawford is unbeatable pretty much at 147 and 154. Therefore, we all know Canelo will never fight Crawford at 154. He won't even fight Crawford at 160. And I don't want to hear no excuses about Canelo Alvarez can't make weight because according to Canelo himself, he said out of his own mouth, everyone from 147 to 154 is bigger than him, which means that translates to Canelo can still make 147 if he really wants to. I mean, Canelo can't have it both ways. He can't claim fighters at 147 are bigger than him. However, he can't make 147. And forget about 147. With the same breath, Canelo will tell you he can't make 154. In fact, with the same breath, Canelo will tell you he can't even make 160. Then, how the heck is a 147-pound fighter bigger than you? This is old media new agenda by Akhi or Akhi, whatever his name is, Marcos, and old media. Second of all, when Canelo said, just like Crawford said about Gervonta, they won't give him credit for that, and they're not going to give me credit if I beat Crawford. Now, wait a minute. The difference is Gervonta is not willing to move up to fight Crawford. I mean, have you guys heard anything from Gervonta yet? Of course not. Likewise for Inoue. He's not willing to move up 3-weight divisions to fight Gervonta. In fact, Inoue is not even willing to do a catchweight by moving up 2-weight divisions to fight Gervonta. But guess what? Crawford is willing to move up not just 2 divisions, but 3 divisions right away to fight Canelo Alvarez. That's the main difference. Even though Crawford did say they're not going to give him credit once he beat Gervonta, however, with the same breath, he dared Gervonta to move up only 2-weight divisions to fight him. He was daring Gervonta to do so. On the other hand, Canelo, he seemed concerned, despite the fact Crawford has to move up 3-weight divisions to fight Canelo Alvarez. The reality is, if Canelo and Crawford were campaigning in the same division, Canelo will never fight Crawford. We already know what time it is. Heck, Canelo didn't even want to fight Andre, Jamel, and Jamal Charlo at 154. So what makes you think he will fight Crawford if they were in the same division? The only reason Canelo is fighting Jamel Charlo today is because Jamel has to move up 2-weight divisions. And the only reason Canelo may fight Crawford at 168 is because Crawford has to move up 3-weight divisions in order to do so, which that's going to give Canelo Alvarez around 25 to 30 pounds natural weight advantage. We all know Canelo Alvarez is easily going to be around 30 pounds bigger than Crawford the night of the fight. Even then, I will still favor Crawford to beat Canelo Alvarez. That's how many levels Crawford is above Canelo. I mean, even Canelo Alvarez admitted it by contradicting his own statement when he said all of the fighters from 147 to 154 are bigger than him. You see, when Canelo was asked about Crawford, Canelo said nobody beats Crawford from 147 to 154. Then he said, if I fight him and beat him at 168, people are gonna say he was too small. But wait a minute, I thought Canelo said all of the fighters from 147 to 154 are bigger than him. Canelo, make up your mind. Stop contradicting yourself. But that's how you leave yourself open when you run with old media narrative. That's not true. Nevertheless, there is a good chance of Canelo fighting Crawford due to the fact if Benavidez ends up fighting Andre, then the winner is going to end up being Canelo Alvarez mandatory for like the millionth times according to the WBC, which that's going to leave Canelo Alvarez with 2 options. Either the winner of Benavidez versus Andre or Crawford. Nevertheless, Canelo Alvarez has a tough fight ahead of him against Jamel Charlo. It's not a foregone conclusion Canelo beats Jamel Charlo, despite the fact Jamel Charlo has to move up 2-weight divisions to fight Canelo, coming off a layoff and a hand injury, because Jamel Charlo is a really good fighter, while Canelo is a very flawed fighter. But the $1 million question in this fight, can Jamel Charlo dominate Canelo? See, it's not enough to win 7 to 8 rounds in order to beat Canelo. A fighter has to win at least 10 to 12 rounds in order to beat Canelo. You can ask Bivol. Bivol had to win nearly every second of every minute of every round against Canelo Alvarez. Even then, I believe they only had him winning by 1 point. As crazy as that sounds, this is what Jermell Charlo is up against. With that being said, drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe below. And to be continued on the next episode of Akhi TV. Peace out. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you very much. This fight, but everything is possible.
Canelo, thank you. All right, guys, thank you very much.
I know you can't move down to 158, but is there a certain weight that you would fight Crawford at?
168. But like I say, like he say, nobody's gonna give me credit.
Guys, thank you very much.
What's the lowest you go? What's the lowest you go?
If you're in that first group, you need to clear the stage.
Hey, some reporters are now saying you're bigger than Canelo because you're taller. In your opinion, what determines who is bigger, and is height or is it natural weight? Because Mike Tyson fought heavyweight, you know what I'm saying, and he was shorter than.
At which that really don't matter, you know what I mean? The size don't matter, it's about the skills when you get in there. Sometimes you could be smaller and beat up the bigger guy, and then sometimes you could be bigger and beat up the smaller guy. We learned that from Tommy Hearns, we learned that from Lennox Lewis, we learned that from different fighters. So hopefully we'll bring in a fight like this and bring y'all history, you know?
Canelo said everybody from 147 to 154 is bigger than him. Do you agree with that?
It's a lot of guys that's taller than him. He's 155.8, you know what I'm saying? And it's okay, you know? He's still a stud, he's still a dog. You gotta go in and annihilate him.